Hi guys, welcome back to the R&D garage here at Vintage Air. I'm Billy. Today's install is going to be on the condenser on our 67 to 72 F-100 pickup. Let's get some tools and get after it. From here, we're going to have to go ahead and remove some bolts from the inner fender well. You either want to turn your wheel so you can gain access to these bolts, or if you have time and space, go ahead and take the wheel off, get it out of your way altogether. Okay? Alright guys, now that you're done with the driver's side, go ahead and move to the passenger side. Get these 5 bolts out of the way. Alright, now that we're done with the inner fender wells, go ahead and remove the center bolt here that holds the grill in place. Okay? Move up here to these 2 top bolts that hold it to the bracket. Take off these 3 right here from the inner fender. Driver's side. Now all we have left are these last 2 bolts right here. If you have somebody nearby, have him come over and give you a hand and hold this. In this instance, we got our good guy Ruben here. He's gonna give us a hand real quick. Go ahead and unplug your headlights. And there you have it. Go ahead and put your grill in a safe spot. All right guys, from here, we're gonna make sure on our core support before we do any kind of modifications that this opening on your truck is gonna be 27 and 5/8. Okay, if you don't have that opening, most likely you're gonna have a different core support for maybe a 6-cylinder, or if there's something else different about your truck, that's what we have to have, okay, in order for our condenser to work. So go ahead and grab your template for your number 6 hardline. We're gonna come back over here to the core support on this side, on the passenger side of the vehicle. We're gonna bolt it up using 2 OEM bolts. All right, we're gonna go ahead and tighten up your 2 OEM bolts. We're gonna come back, we're gonna mark this small hole with a punch and go ahead and drill using a 1/4-inch drill bit. All right, we're gonna go ahead and remove your OEM bolts and your template. All right, from here, you're gonna enlarge this hole to a 7/8 OD hole, okay? This is for your grommet to sit in there and keep your number 6 line in place. All right guys, now we're gonna move on to our bracket installation onto our condenser. We've already installed our J-nuts, okay? Now I'm gonna show you from your angle. You're gonna wanna put these in the 2, 11, and 19 position on top, and the 7, 8, 10, and 11 on the bottom. And that's going from left to right. Go ahead and get your number 8 by half screws, and go ahead and install your bracket. Earlier I talked about different core supports. Well, with this truck, we actually have a 4-wheel drive vehicle here, and the radiator mounting is a little different, so our condenser mounting is going to be a little different also. Refer to your instructions and it'll tell you pretty much how to set up your condenser brackets and spacers and bolts. We're going to start off on this with installing 2 5/16 U-nuts. Now we're going to go ahead and install the condenser make sure you put the bottom bracket in first. Go ahead and install your 5/16 bolt and washer. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and install our condenser hard lines. Go ahead and remove your bottom cap for your number 6. Be careful because there's gonna be a little bit of pressure in there. Make sure that little rubber plug comes out. Next, go ahead and install a number 6 O-ring to your number 6 hard line, like so. Go ahead and lubricate your O-ring. Go ahead and install. Go ahead and get it to about this tab because we're gonna have to put an 8 clamp here in order to hold your number 6 hard line in place. But you can go ahead and install your grommet on the number 6 into the core support. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and install a number 2 8 clamp with our 1024 and our saw washer nut. All right, now just go ahead and tighten up your number 6 line. Make sure you use 2 wrenches on this so you don't crack your condenser, create a leak. There you go. Next, we're gonna move on to the number 8 hard line. Go ahead and remove your cap. Make sure that this rubber piece comes out also. Go ahead and install your number 8 O-ring onto the hard line. Properly lubricate it. Here, we're gonna snake it in from the top. And go ahead and install. Now we're gonna move to the back of the core support to install another 8 clamp. Right, next we're gonna go ahead and install a number 4 8 clamp onto our number 8 hard line. We're gonna have to mark and drill a hole for this onto our core support. Now we have it marked, we're gonna go ahead and drill a 9/64 hole into the core support. All right, now go ahead and install your number 4 8 clamp with a number 10 sheet metal screw. All right, go ahead and tighten up your number 8 hard line to your condenser. Make sure you use 2 wrenches. And also go back and tighten up your bracket, making sure that the bottom bracket, you can see the threads to the weld nut. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and install a binary switch to our dryer. Note the direction on the top by the sight glass. We're gonna properly lubricate the O-ring on our binary switch. As you can see, we've already removed our front weir here so we can gain access to under the fender toward the front of the core support. We're gonna have to remove 2 bolts in order to mount our bracket. So let's move on. We're gonna go ahead and remove these 2 OEM bolts. Now using your OEM bolts, go ahead and mount your bracket. All right, guys, you're gonna find yourself probably in a little bit of a tight space here with this installing of the dryer into the bracket. In order to get that tightened up, you may need something a little bit more convenient like this wrench right here. We have these available through Vintage Air. All right, we're gonna go ahead and remove the cap from our number 6 line. install the number 6 O-ring, lubricate your O-ring, and now we're going to install our dryer into our bracket. Remember, it comes in from your condenser and out to the evap. So know the direction on your dryer. Go ahead and secure your dryer to the dry bracket using a washer, and you start washing that 1/4 20. All right, that concludes our condenser installation on our 67 to 72 Ford F-100s. If you have any problem with any kind of parts or anything from your system, go ahead and call our sales guys. They're very knowledgeable, can help you out with anything you need. If you have any problems with your installation, make sure you call our tech team. From Vintage Air, I'm Billy. Keep it cool.